like a dream.
Hey folks, welcome to another edition of the Mediocre Cover Band Guitar Guy. Hope everybody's okay on this really cold and shitty, well it's not so shitty now, it's actually a little bit sunny, kind of Sunday, but it's colder than a nun's tits out there, holy shit. And we had a bit of snow and a bit of rain and now everything's just frozen up, my driveway is screwed up because the city of St. John's just decided when everything was frozen up they were just going to pile it in the driveway on me. And it's gross. It's really gross. But anyway, enough of that. Hey, winter's here for a while. So today, wanted to talk about some things in response to my Facebook page. Yes, I have a Facebook page. I'm not really active as I should be on it because I procrastinate a lot about things. That's why I'm mediocre, I guess. If I am even mediocre. I never really thought about that. Anyhow, couple of things that I had on my page a few weeks ago. I made a post and I commented and said something to the effect of, I always thought if you had some decent players, a great singer, and a good set list, you'd always be booked. I guess this morning I was proven wrong. That in no way, shape, or form was about our band. We're actually pretty well booked for 2023 as much as we really want to be this year. We snagged just enough to keep us kind of busy for now. I'm sure there'll be a few surprises along the way. You always leave yourself open for those. But the comment wasn't about us. It was about some videos that were posted. Though on that particular day, the band itself that I'm referring to did not put the videos up. Somebody else had done it. But as the band weren't great, but like they get these really great high-profile gigs all the time. And sold out shows and whatever, and a lot of it has to do with members of the band, who they are, you know, their circle of people, and one member in particular who his position in life, we'll call it, sort of gets him gigs, okay, and it gets people wanting to suck up to him for stuff. It's kind of shitty because a lot of bands fight really hard to get gigs, especially newer bands that are on their way up. And when they look at this stuff going around Facebook, which like Facebook is evil in some, it's not great for your mental health in a lot of ways to see people carrying out this fake life, or you know, things aren't going as well as you might think they are, but you think they are, and you're wondering why you can't get your shit together, whether it's personal, your career, your band, or whatever. And I'm sure people who viewed this, who were in situations saying, man, my band is a lot better than this, and we can't get a gig. You know, it's got to be disheartening. And I once said on this channel, you're going to hear more than you'll probably get yeses from people. And you'll never understand totally why. And this is one of the things, like I used to say about our band, the band I play in, the Urban Legends, that we were the underdogs of cover bands, as well as being the AV club of cover bands, because nobody like really does any harsh shit. But with all that being said, that's where my comment went. It wasn't about us. I wasn't really, I was griping a little bit because, like I said, it's disheartening to see a lot of great musicians put bands together and they're playing small places for the door or not getting the attention they deserve. And that's kind of wrong, you know. in my opinion, once again, that's my opinion. Maybe not yours. Maybe you think people should use what they do for a living to get ahead and get gigs. But a lot of bands have disbanded, and a lot of bands have given up out of frustration. And in my thoughts, it's probably as bad as Undercut. But that's where I'm going with that, man. Okay. Secondly, I did the whole thing where I had to explain on Facebook to somebody why I'm. Their question was, why am I concerned about what other bands were getting paid? This is a while ago. I posted this too, by the way, if you're going back through. And my comment was, I'm not worried about what you're getting paid. I'm worried about what I'm getting paid. But if what you're getting paid is affecting what I'm going to get paid because you're willing to do it for nothing, then it is my business. And then I have a right to speak up, and then I have a right to wonder why. Our music scene is dying, folks. It really is. It's dying. So, we need all the help we can get, right? Right. So, when it comes financially, some of the comments that were made, and I'm not disagreeing with them, so I'm not fighting. I'm just, going to answer, my critique on this as being somebody who's in it. The comments made by two individuals were, when they go out to see a cover band right now, all the bands are playing the exact same songs. And you're not wrong. You're not wrong at all. We are, and there's a reason for that. And the reason is that's what people want. I don't know if I'm wrong in saying this. I feel like Newfoundland is really isolated, this part of it. Like Labrador is connected to the rest of the country. But like I feel we're a little bit isolated, and we've got no dedicated rock stations for one, playing anything different. We've got Hits FM 99.1, which plays a lot of modern dancey stuff. Oz FM, the Rock of the Rock, which plays no rock. Same thing. You got Coast 101, which I found myself listening to more and more because it's not just classic rock, they play classic pop stuff as well. And I like a lot of the older pop because it was created by people who could play instruments and craft clever, well-written, well-structured songs. We got a country station that plays a lot of bro country, and nothing outside of that. You're not going to hear a lot of different music on that. They've got a structured playlist. And then we got K-Rock, who has 40 songs that they play. My phone has an app on it. It's not even an app, fuck. It's built in where it recognizes songs, and I lay my phone on my desk at work, and I go in and do whatever I do. And at the end of the day, when I can go back through 6 months of music on the phone. What it hears, it picks up, and it can name the song, and it's literally the same songs every day, and close to the same times of the day in a lot of cases. Like every day you're gonna hear the band play the Wait, okay, or State I'm In, or whatever the name of the fucking song is. You're gonna hear those songs. So this is what Newfoundlanders are used to. We don't have anything that susses out new music, only YouTube. So when you go out and you want to hear music, this is what you want to hear. The reason I played this whole Just Like Heaven, because it's a great song. It's a great pop song, and I'm not insulting The Cure by saying they're a pop band. They are, I guess, in one sense, but a little bit different than most. But they came up in a time, as I said, when pop music was good. It was crafted, written very well, and you had bands, pop bands. You had Level 42, Simply Red, Simple Minds, Mr. Mister, and they were all writing great songs at that time as well. But all those songs are gone to the wayside. You can't play those now. You have to play basically what's on the radio in a lot of cases, and not everything that's on the radio. In terms of whatever, you have a certain selection of songs that you play. Kind of reminds me of Nashville. Apparently, when you're on Broadway, there's a list of songs that a lot of clubs will actually contract and expect you to play every night when you're playing there. There's a list of 10 songs that are there that you got to play. Now, I don't know That's might be a rumor I heard, but I did hear that one time. I'm pretty sure I did. But so this is where we are. We're kind of stuck in that market. Everybody has to play that Bryan Adams. That everybody's playing it, and there's a reason for it because the kids love it. The Shania Twain stuff, people love it, and we got to do it. And like I said, I did the Cure this morning because uh, when I was eating my breakfast, just finished eating. I was scrolling through Facebook, and one of my Facebook friends had posted a video of his band playing Just Like Heaven and had a full dance floor. We can't do that. We can't play songs like that because it won't bring anybody to the floor. I remember playing the Trues, Not Ready to Go, and people were like, "What the fuck is this?" And like it was on the radio all the time and everything. But why are they playing heavy metal? The Trues aren't heavy metal, a rock and roll band. And I played a gig somewhere one time. I'm not going to mention where because I took a lot of fucking flack for this comment. I actually put it up on Facebook. Um, we finished playing Tom Petty, the Apartment song, and an old fella came up and said, "You got to stop playing that heavy metal stuff now." It's fucking Tom Petty, okay? We were up there playing Venom covers, right? It wasn't Seven Gates of Hell. It was Tom Petty, the Apartment song. So we don't have a lot of area outside of that perimeter to go. We can't really paint outside the lines and play great songs. I watch Facebook friends playing Alice in Chains tunes in bars that look like the old beer market down there. Man's cutting up a steak and loving Alice in Chains, listening to Man in the Box, you know. It's depressing. But anyway, that's all to answer those questions and to explain why. I was on the West Coast, Tammy and I, for a vacation back in about 2013. We were in a shop, in a souvenir shop down there in Rocky Harbor. And there was an old fashioned flyer that somebody had photocopied, and it was advertising a band doing a gig that night at a club called Rockies, which is no longer there. And it was a really small club, probably not much, a whole lot bigger in this area I'm in now. And anyway, we went and seen these guys play just because, it was a nice opportunity to go out and see some live entertainment, see what was going to go down there. Band were great. It was really cool. The drummer only met the guys that day by some chance meeting. He was like a 50-year-old version of Spicoli from Fast Time at Ridgemont High. Like, he was cool. He looked cool. He looked the part. He looked, surfer slash rock star. And they played a really good gig. I'm assuming the guitar player's name was Tommy because he seemed to be directing the band in every sense of the way. Like, the band weren't well rehearsed, but they were good. And they did a lot of deep cuts and a lot of stuff I'd never heard a lot of bands playing, and he was a phenomenal player. One of the best players I've ever seen live in my life. And after about 3 or 4 songs, people got up and left, and I was like, "What the fuck? This is brilliant." The rhythm guitar player kind of stood out a little bit. He was playing a Jackson, had really long hair, and looked like he couldn't get past the Black Album by Metallica. But like I said, the band were great. The bassist was great. They didn't have anything mic'd up. They just played live off the floor with a little PA, 2 PA speakers up on poles. The bass player had his amp up on Cremate to try to, I guess, compensate for not having a sub on the floor or something. But anyway, they were great. I thought they were great. Mrs. thought they were great, but a lot of people, because of the material they were playing, left. I wish it wasn't that way. I wish we could go in and play stuff and hit some deep cuts and people could enjoy it because they heard it before and they were familiar with it, but that doesn't even matter, it seems. So if we want to get paid and we want to play gigs and we want to get gigs in good places, that's what we got to do. And here's the advice I would give anybody, and this is what we had to do with Wagon Wheel because we were playing it so much from 2012 to like 2015. Make it your own. Make it recognizable, but make it your own, and that's the only way you're going to get through. the monotony of playing those songs. But anyway, guys, that's it. Stay safe. Try to stay warm today because it's gross out. That wind is really whipping. It's like colder than Christian Charity, man. Cheers.